Welcome to a special edition of Baldwin Creech Gentlemen of Style. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And today what we wanted to do, in honor of Father's Day, seeing as how we're both fathers, we wanted to do something special, bring you a special edition, and give you some thoughts on fatherhood, and just give you a general idea of what's been going on with us as fathers.
So first we're going to give you the standard definition of what father means. Just 1 second here. I looked it up earlier. Okay. From Webster's Dictionary. Father, a male parent, a man who is thought of as being like a father, a person who was in someone's family in past times. And then from dictionary.com, any male ancestor, especially the founder of a family or line progenitor. So, that's a standard definition of what a father is. But we're going to give you what being a father means to us.
True. I mean, really, that definition, like any other definition, is something standard. But being a father is anything but being standard. There's not a manual. There's not a guide. So there's no set way to be a father. But the whole point is, do you want to be a father? That's where it starts.
Being a father is really a big job, though. It's a big job. I mean, if you, as a man, if you go back and you look at all the other things that you've done in your life up to that point, it really doesn't compare to after you have a child, taking care of that child, and being the things that a father in all its namesake should suggest. Because it's not a commitment to where you go to at 8 o'clock in the morning and then you get off at 5 o'clock. This is a 24-hour a day, 365 day a year commitment, and it's something that you can't take lightly. And I can remember back when we had our first child, I was excited, but at the same time I was kind of worried a little bit. Scared to death. I never went through anything like this before. What do? I mean, I even consulted my uncle at one point. I asked my uncle, I said, hey, I mean, you have kids. When you have a child, what do you do? What's the plan? What's the playbook? How do you handle it? And what he told me, he said, son, once you have a child, you just do what you need to do. As simple as that. That was his answer. And now, I mean, it's been 15 years later since my first child, and he was correct in what he said. Once you have a kid and you just do the things that you do, it's instinct. Right. It's natural. It's natural. And it's one of the most pivotal things I think I've ever have been a part of in my life. It's pivotal. It changes everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking. As a person, first of all, you're so used to basically taking care of yourself or, making sure that your needs are met. And then when you have a child, that should kind of go by the wayside because the child becomes the most important thing.
Right.
The needs right. that are supposed to be met, the protection, the security, it's a lot that goes into being parents. But as a father, there's a whole different side of it, especially if you're a father to a female or a father to a male. It's going to be a difference in that, just because as a father, you look at your daughter and you're kind of like, you want to protect her, you want to make sure that she's safe. And then when you have that son, if you have a son, you kind of want to, kind of make him that man. So you kind of try to toughen him up. Right. You kind of want your daughters to be tough too. You don't want them to, to succumb to some BS or anything like that. But
what was that word?
Succumb.
The other word?
The BS.
Oh, the BS. Yeah, exactly. BS. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. We don't want our children to be in the BS. Right. We've had our times, and personally, I've gone through a lot of BS. But hey, I've learned from it, and hopefully I can pass that along as a father and groom that child into going a different direction. So I mean, once again, it's not to be taken lightly. I wouldn't give it back, but it's a learning experience, and I'm learning every day. I'm still learning. I'm on the clock.
Oh yeah.
On the clock all the time. All
Yeah,
the time.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, in a traditional sense, when you talk about definitions and standards, fatherhood doesn't always come with a certain lineage. In other words, I've known plenty of men to be fathers to kids that are not biologically theirs,
That is true.
and be
That's
very
true.
and be very and be very good at their job in terms of making sure that they know that the kids know that their dad, their father, even though they weren't part of the actual biological process, they have stepped into those roles and have been great fathers. So I applaud
Yeah, that's a good point, Terrence.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So I applaud any man that can step into that situation,
Take care of a child that's not his biological.
right,
I mean,
and become that true father. Just the same on the other side, as men, we have to make sure that when we're approached for that fatherhood moment, and sometimes it comes in different shades, sometimes you kind of prepare for it, sometimes it comes out of the blue. However it comes, as men, we have to look at ourselves and make sure that we take that job on, because it's something to be out here in the world and not have your father give you that support that you need.
Absolutely.
It's a very pivotal thing. Of course, everybody needs their mother. It's nothing like mom. We know that. But it's pivotal for the fathers to be involved, because
there's a balance. There's a balance that's
Yeah.
needed there. I mean, it's like say you're cooking. No, I don't want to give that example. Or do I want to? Yeah, I want to give that example. Say if you're cooking. My daughter loves my examples. So say if you're cooking something. I mean, if you put too much salt in it, it's going to come out extra salty. But if you put the right amount of salt or sugar or whatever the mixture is, and there's a balance between the two, then it's going to come out something delicious that you're going to want to appreciate and deal with over and over and over again. It's going to be an accomplishment.
You know what? I see why your daughter loves your analogies.
My analogies are crazy sometimes, so I try to,
But we get the point.
you get the point. What I'm saying, the balance is needed.
And the other thing too, fatherhood is rewarding, just like anything you do. As you start to see your kids grow up and you see them do things that, for the first time, tie their shoes.
Throw a spear.
Do
Yeah. Hunt for food on their own.
What kind of kids is you raising?
We're raising a warrior to survive.
What kind of kids are you raising?
Man, we gotta get them right out there in the world, man.
And took them back to the safari. But anyway, but yeah, seeing kids do all these great things by themselves and seeing their faces light up because they're doing it on their own and becoming independent, it's nothing like that in the world. And all the other memories that you'll have with your kids, Christmases, vacations. And as a father, these things are so important, because when you look back on them, you look back at the things that you were doing prior to that, no matter what you were doing. But when you look back on your kids, they're a direct reflection of a lot of things that you've taught them, a lot of things that you've given them, mentally and spiritually, and all these different things that they look to you for. So they, kids are born with a blank slate. They have no clue.
Yeah.
Except for a few of them. You got a couple genius babies out there, but most kids are born with a clean slate, and it's our job to make sure that whatever we're putting on that palette is something that they can use and utilize and become productive citizens and great people and presidents and judges and all these great things out here. So that's the importance of fatherhood. Not just, being a father, being somebody's dad. The whole fatherhood thing comes in when you're there and you're committed. And it doesn't mean, and I want to make this point very clearly, it doesn't mean that you have to be in the household all the time. That would be the ideal situation, to be in the household and, everything runs that way. But as a man, if you're a father and you're not in the household, then all the times that you spend with your kids are extremely important. And they probably look forward to that more so than anything else, especially if it's fun time with dad. So.
Yeah. I don't care how you feel. You can take this however you want it. If, like Terrence said, if you're not in the household, you need to be in their life.
Right.
In their life, not absent. In their life. Take it for what it's worth. It's important. It's important. And I'm saying I grew up without a dad, to be honest with you. You know, I grew up in a single parent household.
Right.
And that taught me, I mean, I just wouldn't have that for my kids, period. I wouldn't have it for my kids. I mean, when I say single parent household, even though he wasn't in the household, he wasn't there.
Right.
He wasn't around.
Right.
And you had a similar situation.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, when you're a father, you know, weekend fathers, they're great. I mean, and don't get me wrong, because that's the time you get to spend with your kids. So anytime that's designated and you get to spend with your kids, that's great, because they know that they're going to see their father on the weekends or whatever
Right.
it is. But it's those other times that are not scheduled, the basketball games, the football games, the parties,
Or just
recitals.
being there when they
Right.
need you.
You
I
know,
mean, just being there.
school functions. All those things are important, because you don't want to be one of those fathers that show up on graduation day and have had no real
interaction at all
no
with your
anything.
child.
So it's really important to make sure that as fathers we're here, we're present, we're a part of the conversation. And, you know, trust me, and I'm not going to go, that's something totally different. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of depth. What I get at times is very hard to deal with, you know, your other parental counterpart. And it can be that way sometimes. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't give up on yourself, so don't give up on your kids either.
Exactly. So, in the past, we have, even though this is a bonus Father's Day episode, we're going to take a little something from some comments that we've heard over the past season that we've been shooting our other show, Gentleman of Style.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of comments about we never have any women on the show. Have you heard that before?
Man, I hear that comment so much. When are you going to have women on the show? Why don't you have women?
Yeah.
You need to get the perspective from the woman.
Yeah.
And trust me, ladies, we hear you. You guys email us. We kind of formulate a lot of our shows around the things that you guys email us or send comments to or give us feedback. However we get it from you guys, that's kind of how we come up with the format and the game plan for particular shows. So we hear you. And if you watch the last, a couple of the last episodes, you'll hear us talking about different things that we're going to do and some things that we're looking at. So, you know, be patient. We got you.
So, with that being said, you want to have our first? We can put our first one on the show. You want to do it?
Yeah, we can do that. We can have our first women.
Hold on, let me call some of them real quick.
You got the highline.
Let me see. Maybe we can get
See, I want to be that
get some women
important.
in here.
I want to be that important when I grow up. You know, I can
See,
just
get a hotline directly.
just pick up the phone and
Directly to-
call women, and they just come.
Some women here.
I like to have that in my repertoire.
Hey, how you doing? All right, what you doing? All right. Hey, do me a favor. Can you drop what you're doing and come down here real quick? Bring
A friend.
a friend with you. Okay? All right. Come over here. Okay? Thank you.
That's important. When you can pick up a phone call, don't even give total information.
Oh, okay. So, while we're waiting for those guys, once again, you know, fathers, you know, it's a very important job.
Oh, Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy Father's Day. We forgot all about it. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
And to my
And
to my friends or our friends that we know who've been fathers for a while, I want to say we truly appreciate you guys, and you know, some of you guys have showed us what to do. So,
oh, look who it is.
well, look what we have.
Hey, how you doing?
Look what we have.
Look what we have here.
When you want
Man.
women, we give you women.
We'll give you women. How about that?
So for all of you guys who don't know, because some of you guys actually don't know us, of course, this is my daughter Lauren.
And this is my daughter Harley.
So everybody gets their wish today. You know, we get to hang out with our daughters for Father's Day,
Exactly.
and you guys get your women on the show.
Exactly.
So,
So, once again, enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And, keep tuning in to our other media outlets, and we'll see you next time.
thank you for joining us on a special edition of Baldwin Creech,
Gentleman of Style.